For Vlad, guys. It's right here. And also going to invite Maddie from ONTON, the founder of ONTON. Please join us on the stage. Round of applause for Maddie. We've got Alex from Hubz, CEO and founder of Hubz. Please welcome him on. And last but not least, where is Rostislav? Is he here? Rostislav, is he around? We are missing somebody. Oh my God, oh my goodness. We're missing a speaker. So, does anyone know where Rostislav might be? Well, in the meantime, I would just like to ask the audience here, so who here is currently on TON, using the TON ecosystem, using Telegram mini apps? Just a raise of your hands if you're using them. Perfect. Well, this session is perfect for you. For those of you that aren't already integrated into the TON ecosystem, this is a really good chance to hear the alpha from the founders on stage. And I'm really excited about this one. So we had an amazing session earlier about building on TON, and this is really where we dive even deeper to see the amount of projects and the amount of Goliaths in the crypto space, from the likes of Pudgy Penguins, who was just on stage, that are building into the ecosystem. Just shows you these projects are at the vanguard of the space, and they're really propelling TON, the open network, forward. So I'm really excited. Just a round of applause for our speakers. And if Rostislav does join us, please get yourself on stage. How are we doing today then? I'm going to ask you all to give an intro about yourselves. So I'll start with you, Vlad. Please tell the audience what you're working on right now at EVAA, and a little introduction about yourself and how you found.
Yeah, hi, my name is Vlad. I'm a founder and CEO of EVAA Protocol. So we are pioneers in DeFi on TON. We are building the main lending platform on the TON blockchain. And actually, we were those guys who were educating this community how to leverage up things, how to increase your capital efficiency, or how just put your funds for simple yield without any hassle. So as for now, we are on we are live for almost a year and a half. We are top 5 protocols by the total value locked. So very glad to be here. Thank you.
Just shows you how quickly things can happen, and in just a year and a half to already be in the position you're in is amazing. And please, Maddie, if you'd like to follow on there.
Hello, GM everyone. So we are ONTON. We've built about a year now. So we are an event and reputation layer on TON and Telegram. So native on Telegram and built on TON blockchain. So we've utilized the NFTs as some sort of real-world asset, as tickets for offline and online events. So we've hosted the TON Gateway, the main TON conference in Dubai in last November. And also, we are distributing soulbound tokens as a proof of attendance. So we are the biggest distributor of soulbound tokens on the entire TON blockchain. We have distributed about 12 million SPTs to about 250,000 users across the globe, with the events that conducted with 300 and more organizers around the globe. So we are building the community engagement basically on the TON blockchain and moving forward.
And we're going to hear a lot more about that. And Alex is already mic'd up, so you can jump in there next.
Exactly. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm the founder of Hubz. Who here has heard of Hubz or has used Hubz to get a free beer at our stand? So a couple of people. Well, what we do is we enable Telegram group owners to create exclusive environments through a simple wallet connection, specifically on the TON blockchain. And we have features such as token gating, so people can only enter a specific group if they hold a certain token, or we have subscriptions where people need to pay in order to get into a Telegram group. So that's us in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. And hopefully, if Rostislav does join us, then that would be great. But if you see this man on the end here, you tell him that he's on stage right now. Okay, guys? But all jokes aside, we're going to dive straight into this, because I think the most important part, having been here through a lot of the sessions today, is just to see how many builders are coming into the TON ecosystem and how fast it's moving at this stage. But what do you think, as a blockchain, makes TON, the open network, different from other blockchains? This could be sort of ease of integration. And I'll jump to you first, Vlad, and just to see how your own journey in the space allowed you to grow in such success in a short period of time. What aspects of the open network actually helped that?
Well, first of all, I'm just a first mover. So, and for me, my journey is a bit different from the journey that devs as of today will do. And for me, my journey started just with the hackathon, one of the first major hackathons of TON. It was in the beginning of 2023. And basically, the way of doing hackathons on TON actually a very beneficial things. So because it gives a lot of time for building stuff, and after the hackathon, you get quite substantial support from foundation or several other entities. What's unique in building on TON? So it's, I will, first of all, I just mentioned it's quite regular thing that devs are talking in such situation is 1 billion user base. It's becoming just a meme because everyone on TON always speaking about this. It has pros and cons just because users are really numerous, but they are specific, and there should be special ways to work with them. Still, when you're building something simple that doesn't require a lot of actions or a lot of understanding from user, this is quite beneficial because you can onboard users to do a simple stuff just at really low cost. And if before it was alpha with Tapper games, and devs use these Tapper games to onboard users, now it's gifts. And actually, what is unique with TON and Telegram ecosystem is that the user base is really huge. So this ecosystem has almost unlimited amount of attempt to onboard new users, just because all of this alpha hasn't reached yet most of these users. It's even in the most developed regions such as Russia or say India. Third, it's I'd say more important thing for me as a representative of financial part of applications. So on TON is actually happening something really unique because we are building not just regular DeFi, because regular DeFi doesn't actually work well on TON. So the thing is that regular DeFi is too complex. It's not understandable by users that come from Telegram just because they come across some this or that DeFi application or use case. It's more like a financial infrastructure, like a banking. It's similar to banking, but it's not a banking, just for legal purposes. I want to disclose that. So it's something like a Revolut application where that you opens and you see how what to do with your money into tabs, where you get the full. You're getting in the screen something really simplified and versatile. So you can do this, that, and the final part. So that TON is basically is first mover in adoption of mini apps. And it is a place where the mini apps culture is actually evolving. And here you can find right in your Telegram all of the applications and all of the use cases that you may need for this or that purpose.
I really loved your answer, Vlad, and there's so much to break down from that. But really, for time permitting, and I know you're jumping ahead to some of our other questions that we have for today, but that's brilliant because I would also like to see on your side with ONTON how the TON blockchain has actually, for ease of use, ease of integration, supported you.
So I want to ask you, Jay, is it possible to play that video now?
You want to play the video right now?
Yeah,
I don't have the video. I can check if they have it ready. Why don't you start answering? And
yeah, I will start. But because with that video, I think instead of just talking about what's the core advantage of the TON ecosystem comparing to other ecosystems, I'm going to just show you the outcome, like how it's just going to happen. So basically, I think the power of people, the power of community is maybe one of the most important aspects that bring most of us, or at least some of us, to the blockchain technology. That's something that's like a narrative that is like make it possible to like create a decentralized collective solution for a better world, right? Yeah. So that's actually the vision. That's actually something that I think would be motivating for all of us. Yeah. And the thing is, with the TON blockchain and with the connection with the Telegram, actually, yeah. I think this narrative is happening there actually in action, yeah. Right? Yeah. So because the people are very, very easily accessible, yeah. And with the tools that you can build on the Telegram and TON, you can gather people together very quickly, and you can create impact.
Yes. And I think very, very community-driven and community-centric impact as well, which is really what I think on my side, before I let Alex jump in. And I know this video is actually quite closely referenced to both of your projects in many ways. So just when the video is ready, if you guys wouldn't mind playing it, but you're going to see what we mean. When people launch their mini apps, which is the second part of what we're going to jump into now in the session, I feel like there's already that engaged community in Telegram that really allows that ease of integration for each project building. But Alex, maybe do you want to, until they get the video ready, just jump in on your side and just see how the TON ecosystem has supported your growth at Hubz as well?
So generally speaking, I would say what makes TON very unique is, and Vlad already mentioned that, is the partnerships with Telegram and the access to one of the largest social media platforms out there, right? And that enables a huge distribution potential. Now, I think that is the most unique selling point of TON and why people want to build, because in the past, since 2017, there's always been projects that wanted to build a SocialFi platform, but never really successfully. And now actually the TON blockchain is leveraging an existing successful platform. And we're leveraging that at Hubz, right? We're using the group feature and enabling that with the blockchain connection. And that's what makes TON very unique, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. And I think we're going to have a couple of moments to get the video ready, but we're going to dive in because I don't want to waste any time. And at the end, if you have any questions, please save them. At the end, there'll be an opportunity for some of the audience to ask their questions. Take this opportunity now. We're here. We're talking about, for those of just arriving, building on TON. So for those of you that aren't already building on TON, come and grab a seat and you're going to learn the best practices, because that's what we're going to dive into now. So for anyone in the audience that's building perhaps on TON or considering to build on TON, what would you recommend in terms of sort of developing a mini app that's going to really hit the audience they want? Any best practices, any things, maybe things that you went through personally, just best practices. Let's give them all the alpha now in case they'd like to join the ecosystem. You want to jump in first, Maddie? I feel like, yeah?
Sure. So basically, for any Web3 product, any Web3 project, there are two wings. There's a product and there's a community. So these two actually wings, these are two wings of a Web3 product. So you have to start over like both wings together, I think. So you have to build your community alongside your product. And you have to be like very fast. And that's the beauty of Telegram, because you can just create your group. And I've been one of the first like beta testers of the EVAA. I think maybe among 50 or something like that. So you can have access to lots of like engaged users who like love to try your app, give you feedback, and I think that would you can leverage the community to improve and like increase the quality of your product, and then you can just ship the product very, very fast.
Yeah, I mean, we were discussing this earlier on the panel, was really, I feel like 4 years ago, Telegram was kind of mini apps were almost like a sort of stepping stone into the wider ecosystem. But I feel now that's where a lot of the building's taking place to really establish, like you said, leveraging the Telegram communities to build on the TON network. So perhaps, Vlad, you'd like to jump in now as well before I let Alex come up.
Yeah, well, answering what my tips. So, first of all, I just want to highlight this. I'm a representative of financial things of DeFi, and I really doubt that there are a lot of DeFi builders on such conference just because it's about culture. And TON is really unique place for those who are building culture. So because if you take Solana, for example, in Solana there is a narrative that comes through bull market. So last narrative it was NFTs. This one it was launch pads and meme coins. ONTON, as an evolving market, the times goes faster. So there are narratives that appears almost every 6 months. So, for example, half of a year ago, well, just a bit more than half a year ago, there was a narrative of Tepper games, then it was stickers, now it's gifts. And I'm pretty sure that in 3 months you will find a new narrative. So I highly recommend you that if you see appearing of new narrative, that's a high time to start building. It should not be something very popular right now, because if it's popular right now, you can be really late, just because you already lost your opportunity.
That's so true, and it's like just shows you how quickly sort of trends and things like that can move. And Alex, do you want to share some of your best practices for someone that's potentially building a mini app or a community on Telegram and so on?
Yeah, definitely. I think Vlad mentioned, what worked in the past. Obviously the tap to earn games was a big thing, and what made that successful was the gamification aspect. It was a lot of projects did a lot of cross-tasking in order to tap into different communities. And of course, there was a reward incentive, which caused a lot of airdrop hunters also to join these different groups. Now, in that moment, it was quite successful and there was a lot of hype around that. But in the long run, it's not very sustainable, right? Because the model didn't work in the long run. Now, if I would recommend someone moving forward to actually build ONTON, I would look into different kind of applications. Actually leverage the fact that you have a blockchain connected to a social platform, right? So you're not actually looking at what Solana's doing or what all the other blockchains is doing, because TON is unique, and that's what we need to make clear here, is look at applications such as WeChat, for example, right? What application is in WeChat that we can leverage in TON, right? In Singapore, Token 2049, they had a great example, which was ordering a car through the application, right? Now you're making the payment on the blockchain and you're leveraging the actual social network to order the taxi. And I think those are very, very strong use cases that will be sustainable and can create quality in that. And I think the fact that we now have a CEO in the TON Foundation, Max Crown, who came from MoonPay, yeah, right, really shows that I think this is also the direction that it's heading. And of course, you have all these different short-term narratives, but I can tell you it's a big headache if you try to jump and find the next narrative rather than building something sustainable. And that's kind of what we're trying to do as well.
Amazing. And I think we've got time. Let's play the video. We've got another 10 minutes left. I've got a couple extra questions to go. And of course, anyone in the audience would like to ask it. Would you guys mind playing the video with the sound, if you can, please? This is just an example of the community coming together. I think today it's all about user-generated content, isn't it? So. If anyone knows the song, they can sing.
Crowd of people gathered along, all together, untold, from everywhere, with every word, shout out loud with untold. We united, sang together, the melody of peace. Let's reunite, forgive and love, laugh and enjoy, and let's move. La 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 la.
It's catchy, isn't it? I think that's the power of social media, and I know everyone in this room, you might not be building on TON, but for one, you're using Telegram every day in your lives, and I think that's what's so important about the Telegram and the Ton ecosystem as a whole, from my side anyway. And I want to delve into this. We've got not long left. So do you think that the ecosystem incentives and the grants that are available, for example, through the Ton Foundation, do you think there's enough happening there? And is there any grants or things you can maybe recommend to some of the audience that are considering building on Ton?
So regarding the grants, actually, I think something that could happen and should happen on Ton is like some way of like a decentralized, transparent grant that the whole ecosystem, mostly the builders, would have like some say on it. And at least there's like a transparent like treasury, transparent allocation, the reason. I think if that happened on Ton, this is a necessity, I think, because this is something that I think it lacks in the Ton ecosystem, and it could improve the entire like ecosystem very, very good. Besides that, I think from the builders, maybe the most like important concern or complaint is something around this. I think if this happened, and then the fittest projects get the funds,
yep.
and actually it stays for everyone. So no like favorism or anything. That would be very, very useful for the entire ecosystem, I think.
Yeah, I think it's so well put, and I think from my side as well, what I do see is that the Telegram network in itself, the Telegram and the open network are actually a bit of an incubator themselves, because you're surrounded by other founders, you're in communities where they're also building. But what I'm hearing from you is that maybe more does need to be done on the ecosystem side to really help the builders. And that's something that I think every foundation needs more of. But what are your thoughts? Maybe I'll come to you next, Vlad. Was there any grants that you got going? How did you fund your project? And was any of that done through the sort of Ton Foundation?
Oh, well, I was one of the projects that received funds from Toncoin Fund. It's ex-name of Ton Ventures. It was quite long ago. We received several grants. We received several grants for audits, which was the most helpful things. But most of all, the help of Ton Foundation for us was of just business development. It's just connections, help. We just need some endorsement. It's more informal influence. So as for now, as I know, in DeFi section, you can easily get grants for that purpose. For example, for audit, for say some marketing campaign, or there should be rewards later, but I'm not sure. It's not taken decision, but I know that it's in agenda. So yeah, that's completely achievable in this ecosystem.
Well, there you go. The grants are available, so you just got to work hard to be able to receive them, you know. And Alex, what about yourself? You know, when you launched Hubz, was there a lot of the support there that you needed from the open network, and how did that look, and how did that sort of unfold for you?
Well, I'm leaning into Maddie's answer also. I think that there can be more to support the project. Generally speaking, I'm seeing a change. But if you come from the outside and you're not within, it's difficult to get that network. Having said that, I think that Ton Society has been a great support in terms of having these networks, these hackathons where I met Madi. We have a partnership, and it was really good for networking. So I think the initiative of Ton Society and their hackathons was great. Obviously, you have to be in person. From the foundation side, I mean, they're kind of linked, connected. But from the Ton Foundation, I think I'm seeing more and more support, and I love seeing that. But as you said, every foundation, I think, needs to work on that. And
we're getting there. We're getting there.
I think we're getting there. I really think we're getting there.
So we're at that time. We have 4 minutes left. I have time for one question from the audience, guys. So for those of you that have just arrived, perhaps maybe you would like to ask the builders on stage a question. And for those of you that have been here, if there's anything you'd like to ask. Oh, yes, we do have a question. No, it's good.
Yeah, there was different articles about that the Ton Mini app will only accept Ton.
Can you pass the microphone,
Yeah,
please?
no one can hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, there was an article saying that the Ton's Mini app will only accept Ton, no other token. What's happening with that?
Well, right after the end of January, it was taken decision by Telegram that Telegram mini apps will work. Well, there are tricky things. So the only you can distribute your anything, any digital goods, any digital tokens, only within TON blockchain. Still, it doesn't put across on your on your buildings. So because basically you can work with different chains, but still, if you distribute rewards, these rewards can only be on TON. I checked the terms of use, how it's structured there.
There you go. And
And the reason was that there are some projects that have been like invested heavily by Telegram,
Yes.
and they're just migrated to other chains. And basically, personally, I think me and many other like builders on the ecosystem has not supporting this decision, but this is something that, I mean, this is the decision that they made on.
yeah. And just as a final note, I just wanted to get everyone to really massive round of applause for our speakers here, because we are out of time, sadly. We're out of time, is that right? Got time for one more question? One more, okay. Let me have the one more then. So this is a little bit of a party question at the end. I would actually ask you guys with one word to maybe tell the audience that aren't building on TON, why should developers, why should builders come to TON now and build with just one word? So Alex, I'll start with you.
Definitely distribution.
Distribution, like that.
Build together.
Build together, yeah, togetherness. Vlad?
New narratives.
New narratives. There we go, guys. Massive round of applause for our speakers. Thank you to the audience for being here. Thank you, guys. We're going to get a little photo, okay? Just come in there.